Ceremonies were held across South Florida to honor those who died. Officials from U.S. Customs and Border Protection and the Broward Sheriff's Office gathered at Terminal 1 inside Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport to remember those who died. The ceremony included performances by bagpipe troops of Broward Sheriff's Honor Guard and the Transportation Honor Guard and Choir. The Broward Sheriff's Office held a Patriot Day ceremony honoring the victims of 9/11. It included bagpipes, a moment of silence, and a message from Broward Sheriff Scott Israel. Dozens of people attended. The ceremony honored the heroic first responders who rushed to the scene.
And South Florida is also remembering the September 11th attacks with a new exhibit. And for the people behind the history lesson, it's been an emotional journey. CBS 4's Riel Creighton shares some of their stories.
Each of us have our own story on what we did that day. It was complete and utter devastation.
From a project conceived 7 years ago to now a traveling memorial that 17 years to the day after the attacks on September 11th is on the ground in Coral Springs.
A lot of people may not get a chance to go to New York to see the museum.
John LaBarbera, retired New York City firefighter, was one of the first responders there that day. One of them always alongside this mobile exhibit to give a first-hand account to the hundreds of students and visitors who see it every year.
When we talk about what you see here, what happened on 9/11, we have the timeline of the planes when they were struck and the towers came down.
Inside, real pieces from Ground Zero, rubble, even twisted aluminum from what was once part of the Twin Towers.
It means that I lost a son on this day 17 years ago who happened to be a super kid.
For Buzz Smith, it's always an excruciating memory, but one that he chooses to honor every year. He's here for his son, Jeff, who worked for a consultant firm in the World Trade Center on the 104th floor in the South Tower when a plane hit.
Turned on the TV, saw it crash into, it was 9:15, 9:16, so that was the South Tower. And I knew he was dead.
Such sacrifice for so many, this exhibit is meant to showcase, continues to this day.
It's very important that the word gets out there and the story is told, and it's never forget what happened that day.
The tour is happening now, and it will continue through tomorrow. This is, of course, painful, yes, for a lot of people, but there is also a whole lot of positive to come out of this, including from Buzz Smith, whose son Jeff, you just heard about, died in the towers. He started a scholarship fund here locally in his name. He's given 66 kids money for college. The exhibit itself is also in honor of Stephen Siller, a firefighter who, with his 60 pounds of gear on, ran 3 miles through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to the Twin Towers and ultimately lost his life. All of this funded by the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation.org. In Coral Springs, Riel Creighton, CBS 4 News.